Ladies and gentlemen, the second motion last week, and I will continue this week, because on Friday, something very important is going to happen. On Friday, we shall make a move, and I won't preempt that one. But I have gone to the court again, because the chief prosecutor of International Criminal Court, my good friend Karim Khan, you move around and issue warrants against Russia, issue on Ukraine conflict. Why haven't you issued warrants on Cameroon? Why? I have moved to court today, last week, on 24th, Friday, filed an application asking the chief prosecutor to enter Proprio Motu into Cameroon own investigation, preliminary. It pains me, that's why I lose words to say. It's very painful. Investigations. To enter initial investigations on your own strength as a chief prosecutor, and find out, do something about Cameroon. People are dying in Amazonia. English-speaking people, Anglo-speaking people, after Resolution 1608, my dear brother, are dying. They have died. The conflict has become a menace. The conflict has become a breeding ground for cross-border interaction, disturbances of Nigeria, Boko Haram across, and other in Chad who are member states. If that does not force you, as the chief prosecutor of International Criminal Court, to find Proprio Motu and enter Proprio Motu, enter on your own courage, go and investigate. These problems are in Chad. These problems are overflowing in Nigeria. Already, refugees who ran away from the conflict from 2016 in Cameroon have been killed, have been followed by polar bear, slaughtered. Some have been brought back, killed. Some have been imprisoned. A refugee who has written and said, I am running away from persecution of polar bear, was caught in, and Nigeria gave them asylum. But Nigeria carried these guys, sent them all the way into my God, sent them away into polar bear's hands in Yaoundé to be killed. Mr. Chief Prosecutor of International Criminal Court, don't you have the eyes to know that there is a conflict in Sudan? Don't you have the eyes to know there is a conflict in Cameroon? That millions and millions of women, children are dying, are being killed between the separatists who want a state of Amazonia, of which UN has failed to decide, and of which they did a referendum under Article 16, Resolution 1608 of the United Nations Security General Assembly in 1961, February. Why have you moved to Israel? Is Israel more than we Africans? I want to know, Mr. Chief Prosecutor. I'm now speaking with all the courage, because you will not say my papers are not in court. My papers are with you. Sir, I don't tell you what you should do about your work. It is up to you to move on to help the people of Cameroon. It is up to you to move to help the people of Libya. I'm not doing this for money. I've not asked any money from anyone. I'm doing it because, as a public affairs interested party, African interested activist, of international repute who has ever bargained against this court. I want now to test this court and ask you, as the chief prosecutor of International Criminal Court, are those crimes not seeable? Don't you see those crimes? Don't you know that Paul Biya is butchering people? The Cameroonian army has killed people, even across the border into Nigeria. Articles 15 of the Roma Statute, which I can recite even if I'm dying in a grave, it's very clear that once cross-border disturbances of a member state might not report, but we African affairs, public affairs people like me, I have reported to you, I've gazetted incidences where in Nigeria, refugees who left Amazonia were followed and killed. In Chad, they were followed and killed, returned. In Sudan, they are being followed and being killed. In other countries that are neighboring Cameroon, we find several refugees across the continent of Africa, scattered, who are being butchered. Doesn't it sound to you that that is a reason enough for the chief prosecutor of International Criminal Court? And there will be no lawyer to stand in there. I will be myself to stand in that dock to present the evidence one by one as I have sketched it out for you using the Roma Statute, which I read so well, which I've used when you and I were actually defending some people in the world. You and I, we defended people using this Roma Statute, which you know very well. It mandates you to initiate proceedings. And I've talked as a person. I've talked not as a hired man. I have not got a single penny from anybody in Cameroon to go and file. I am filing because I want conflict to get finished. Get ready for me to fire after finishing Cameroon. I'm coming to file on Sudan. You have dragged your feet for too long, Mr. Chief Prosecutor. I'm filing again to show you, why do you run to Israel? Why do you issue warrants on Israel? Fine. Hamas, those commanders I told you, they are dead. So will you go and you are even thinking of doing something very obnoxious to change the law that you want to try people in absentia? I'd have no problem. Capture these guys, bring them there. Why do you waste more time on situations when there are people dying in Cameroon? When Mr. Sarkozy is busy convicted there of criminal charges, but we have not convicted Mr. Sarkozy for human rights charges, human rights abuses committed by Mr. Sarkozy personally, ringing the chairperson of African Union. The French president rang immediately. I have put it to you, immediate telephone conversations between Sarkozy and Dr. Jinping of Gabon. Don't worry how I got it, but you'll be shocked. I'm a deadly investigator. And I have got everything. I want to thank all the people. I want to thank all my friends in the UK, all my friends in the systems in the United States of America and United Kingdom and Europe and France itself, my group in France that was able to give me all what I needed. I thank you. I thank you that we have placed before this honorable court the situation that I've just talked. Two situations. Next week, I will place Mr. Karim Khan. I'm coming. I want to show you I'm a friend of yours. We are on the same side. We struggled for people. You know how hollow ICC is. You know how bad it was with Mr. Ocampo. And I hear Mr. Ocampo is in Azerbaijan, somewhere there trying to represent another country. That country should even call me. The one is representing, it should call me also as an international expert. I will be standing for the one is against, and we finish each other. Ocampo should never be seen anywhere near the ICC. He's a liar, he's a thief, he's a conman, a very big liar. Ocampo should not even ever represent anybody in the ICC. So that is a message for the country that is trying to hire him in Azerbaijan. Against Azerbaijan and at some places there is a situation there. Please don't hire him. He's not worth. He's a man who messed ICC. And I'm telling you from the bottom, I have a lot of evidence that if I display it here, the ICC will crumble. The ICC will crumble. I have done this. I'm not against Mr. Karim Khan. It's whatever you did to me and happened to me, I have forgiven you. But now, please, focus on the way forward. Don't issue warrants on Russia, Israel, only. Issue warrants on Paul Biya. Paul Biya is killing people in Cameroon. Why are you not issuing warrant on him, warning him? At least a letter from the ICC warning the president of Cameroon to stop murdering people, killing people, slaughtering people, women, men and women. Over 6,000 people dead. 1 million over and others displaced. The army has gone in to kill people. You can't write even one single letter. Show me one letter that you have written, Mr. Chief Prosecutor. I am struggling for Africa. The Africa that I struggle for is the Africa that produced me. I want to thank the British establishment, for educating me, for giving me the tools of analysis. Mr. Karim Khan, when I was in the campus, you were still young. In the same United Kingdom, we are all members of the same country. Rise up to this occasion. Issue warning letters. Get yourself involved in the situation of Cameroon and the situation of Sarkozy.